Well, here we are in the pits. Practice has just finished and we're standing with Paul Whitelam Jr. and Colin Blackburn. First question to Colin Blackburn. The track is inside the one that was used for the Poacher. How are you finding the tighter bends?
Well, the track's ever so drivey, just as it was at the Poacher. Yeah, the bends are tighter, but riding it just seems very similar with the drive we've got out there. Just struggling with drive, too much drive, but we didn't struggle that hard in the final, did we? So hopefully we won't struggle too hard today.
What do you think the start's going to be like, going from grass across soil onto grass initially?
Well, again, with the ground being drivey, to start with anyway, I don't think that's going to cause too much of a problem. If it had been very slippery and then hit that old track, then yes, it probably would have caused some grief, but I don't think it's going to bother it at all.
Right. Paul, bring you into the conversation for a moment. First full season on the grass, is it this year?
Well, half season, I haven't done the full season yet.
How are you finding it on the side of Colin?
I'm enjoying it quite a lot. Luckily I jumped on someone with experience and...
Getting plenty of advice?
I am, yeah. Colin being an experienced passenger himself has helped me a lot.
And what about Dad's opinion?
Oh, he doesn't like that. Me beating him's not very good.
Right. It's a very wide open field today. Who do you think are going to be your main contenders?
Well, like I said, it's a very wide open field, and they say it every year, and I think it gets closer every year. It really does, and I think it's as close this year as it's ever been. But I think the main opposition, personally myself, has got to come from Duncan, Tolhurst, and Paul Whitelam.
Right. Thank you both.
Thank you.
We've moved across the pits now, and we're talking to Myles Simmons. You may remember Myles had a very good meeting down at the Burke's Bonanza this year. Very worthy winner. We've just been talking to Colin Blackburn and he thinks it's very drivey out there today. How have you found it in practice?
Yeah, it was right. We'd done our first practice and even though it's still a bit green, we had plenty of drive coming off the bends. In our second practice we've just had a bit of a misfire, but we've found what it is, so hopefully we might be able to get a late practice and try again, but I think it's going to be very drivey, yeah.
And looking forward to the sort of tighter bends than we saw at the Poacher.
Yeah, that's right. It seems it's quite long straights and tighter bends, but it's the same for everyone, so just get on and ride it really, yeah.
And again, question we asked Colin, who do you think are the main people out there today that you're going to be aware of?
Yeah, I think this is the first year for quite a while when you go to the Masters, and I don't think you could actually put a name down to say who's going to win it really. I think everybody's been having a bit of the cake this year really, and like Paul Whitelam is going well, and Rob Winterburn, and everyone really are having a win, so I think it's anybody's day really, yeah.
But you're hoping you have?
Well, that's right, do you know what I mean? We're hoping to have a good day. It'd be nice if we get in the top 8 really, so you haven't got to qualify next year, and I think anything more than that then is a bonus, so just plug away really.
Okay, we're just interrupting Duncan Tolhurst here with a very pleasant looking cup of tea. How are you finding Rob, your new passenger for this year on the side?
Yeah, Rob, he's good. Like he's rode himself for 2 or 3 years back home in Australia, and therefore he understands what the bike needs to do, and he's making the bike drive, and it's making it a little bit difficult for me. I have to compensate as much drive as we're getting, but yeah, it's not just one person riding the bike now, I think there's 2.
I've noticed on a couple of occasions that as you've entered the bend, you've drifted slightly wide. Is that part of the sort of learning procedure that you and Rob are going through at the moment?
Yeah, like Rob is involved with racing back home, and he understands the racing, and we always walk the track, and he talks about the track, and yeah, and everybody says I always enter the corner a bit tight, so yeah, I am trying to learn to ride a little bit wider coming in, and it worries me a little bit because you leave yourself a little bit vulnerable for people roaring up the inside, but he says we can go in faster if we ride like that, so that's what we're trying to do.
Right. Now, as we've been going around talking to people, the one comment that's coming out is that it's very grippy today. How is this going to affect gearing and jets, do you think?
Well, it's going to affect gearing, that's for sure. And we've been out twice, and we've been out on 2 different gearings. And first time we was very grippy, and we were like pulling up the fast straight there with the wheel in the air, you know, which is very sort of uncharacteristic for first time practice. But that's how grippy it is. So we tried another gear and didn't like that, so we've gone back to what we had first time. I just got to be a bit fitter now to ride the bike like it.
And I did notice you were one of the few crews as you went out to practice that entered doing a practice start. Was there a purpose behind that? Were you trying to find out something?
Well, yeah, wasn't actually doing a practice start. What I was actually doing is, like every outfit mainly now, we all run air shifts, and I've got my air shifts set up so I can actually change gear when I've still got the throttle flat out, and so I just like to check to make sure that's operating.
Thank you. Enjoy your cup of tea and have a good day. Thanks, Duncan. We've just caught up with Paul Whitelam Senior and Kevin Jones on their way down to the riders' briefing. We hope that they're aware of what's going on today. First question to you, Paul. You're running quite well in the Astra series at the moment. How do you view the third round coming up? Are you sort of a bit tentative, or are you sort of confident you're going to hold the lead?
I think we're pretty confident, really. We've only got to finish 10th. Duncan's got to win it. So as long as we get in the final, I think we've won it, so it'll be good.
Right, turning around to today, saw you go out on 2 outfits, your own, and was I right in detecting the other one was Mick Tyrrell's grass outfit?
Yes, it was Mick Tyrrell's. It's kind of lent to us. Hopefully we won't need it. Obviously I prefer my own bike, but it's a good backup.
Very good backup. Bringing Kevin in to the conversation a little bit, how have you found it out there this morning? It looks very, very smooth and very grippy.
Yeah, it's very smooth out there at the moment. So I had to rush a bit to get out there for practice. I only sort of just about made it in time. But yeah, it's very smooth out there. A couple of little ripples, but nothing too major. Bit slide down the foot, but there is some good grip underneath that. And I reckon come the end of the day, I reckon there's going to be some good racing. Hopefully not too much dust, but we're going to go confidently and see what we can do really at the end of the day.
Go back over to Paul. Experiencing 2 different passengers on the side this season. You've got Tony Baisby on the speedway on the side and Kevin here on the side in the grass. Is that giving you some areas where you've got to be a little bit more careful because they've both got their own styles, or do they sort of go as you would like them to?
Yeah, they're both exceptional passengers. Me and Tony have got on well on the speedway. Kev's great on the grass. I haven't rid of him on the speedway before, but I'm sure he'd be good at that as well. But yeah, they're both brilliant, so no, I don't have a problem with them.
Well, have a good day both, and perhaps look forward to a good result at the end of the day.
See you later today. Cheers.
Right, moving on to one of the solo competitors today, we've come across Richard Hall. Richard has come into today's meeting as a replacement for Joe Screen, who's dropped out because of injury. Richard, how are you feeling about coming in at such late notice?
Yeah, well, I wanted to ride it, and then I got a phone call Friday to ask me, and I was like, yeah, let's go and ride.
Has that sort of affected how you prepared for today, or were you just up and ready for the next meeting anyway?
I was ready for a speedo meeting, my Grasstrack bikes were in the corner of the shed, nothing done to him, so I had to rush Friday and then Saturday as well to get him ready.
Wainfleet's normally considered a very well organised meeting, whether it be the Poacher, the Masters. How have you found the circuit out there today as a solo competitor?
The track's good, the surface is good, just it's a bit tight going in the first turn, but the track's the same for all the riders.
Do you think you're going to be able to get away with perhaps having a poorer ride and then still coming through at the end of the day, or does every race count today?
I'll tell you that at the end of the meeting.
That's a very, very subtle way of avoiding the question.
We'll have to see how it goes. Who knows?
Right, well, have a good meeting.
Thank you.
And have a safe one.
Cheers.
Right, we've found 2 of the solo competitors together in the van here, so we're going to have 2 interviews. First of all, let's turn to the senior member of the pair, Jeremy. we've heard all the rumours that it is your last season of racing, and you've confirmed this as well. Is it really going to be your last season, or are you going to be tempted to do the occasional one?
No, I made a promise a couple of years ago that I'd finish with Speedway, and then I'd just do a couple of years on the Grasstrack, which is a few meetings abroad and the local ones here, and then I'll call it a day. But I mean, if I get itchy feet, then and I'll get bored at weekends, then there may be always that occasion where I might want to have a fresh out somewhere. But really, it's true what you've heard, all the rumours. It's true what I'm saying. It is me last year.
Right. Noticed that most of the national meetings this year that you've been at, you have been showing the youngsters that you still are up there and running. Are you not sort of tempted still just to sort of say, well, one more?
Well, you always are, you see, and I mean, you can keep going to your sort of Monty Banks' age, can't you, really? And Trevor's not far off now. Yeah, he's sort of nearly 980 years old. So I mean, I think it's fair. It's I've had enjoyed me racing very, very much, and I think it's I think now's about the right time.
Looking at today's meeting, you've been out there in practice. What are your sort of impressions of the track?
Well, it's fairly tricky. It's not. It's long straights, tight corners. Pretty much how the track the Poacher was, but it's a smaller replica, so we're just not going quite as fast. But it's just equally as tricky. It's difficult to really read it really well. I think you really just the only option is to really just attack it, and that's it. That's the only way.
Just been saying the bends are quite tight in comparison to what they were for the Poacher, because obviously the track is inside the Poacher track. Are you finding that difficult entering the corners with the speed that you're generating down the straight? Well,
yeah, that's right. So I just mentioned earlier that the straights are longer and very tight corners. So I mean, it's very, very tricky. But if you attack it, then there's a good chance that you could make a good turn. But obviously you've got to be careful missing the outside markers, because like as the Clark of the course said earlier, you'll be docked. So you've got to keep within the bounds of the track. Let's be fair, if there's a fence there for the outside markers, you'll be hitting the fence. Most of the riders in practice would be, because they're not really following at all. But it's an unusual surface here. When they've had a lot of rain, it can be very, very drivey, and that makes it difficult. If it is a lot harder and a bit slicker, then it wouldn't be so much of a problem.
Having mentioned that Jeremy's been showing some of the youngsters the way around still at the national meetings, we have one of them sat alongside him here in the van, Paul Cooper. Paul, you've been out practicing. How have you seen the circuit today so far?
Yeah, like you've mentioned a few times, I think the turns are pretty tight, and I think the first turn's going to be a little bit interesting. I think you got 7 riders going up to that first turn, and you're going to be one or two riders are going to go in a bit hot, and we'll have to see what happens. But I think it's going to be definitely interesting the first turn. But I mean, the track's good. It's the same for everyone, isn't it? Like Jeremy said, you just got to attack it and use your head. And I mean, everyone who's here is experienced enough to get round it all right. But it is a little bit tricky. So we'll just have to see what happens.
We seem to be getting a few clouds coming overhead at the moment, and one thing that Reg is always famous for is collecting a shower at the end of the day. We've got a very stiff breeze as well that's drying. A question to both of you possibly here: how do you think this is going to affect the track as the day progresses?
Well, if you get a shower like that we had at the Poacher,
I ain't going out first because I fell off in it.
Yeah, exactly. There's going to be a lot of fallers because it doesn't take to that amount of water kindly. So I mean, unless everyone's got a long wait, and which you can't buy at the shops anymore, they don't sell them anymore, then it's going to be a long old day.
Thank you both. Again, we've come across another one of the 1000cc right-hand sidecar competitors in the pits, and his passenger, Rod and Tristan Winterburn. Rod, you're at the moment going out on a new steer frame.
Yep.
How many meetings have you had on that so far?
4 or 5, or 5 or 6?
Yeah, something like that.
We're only just coming to get to grips with it now, though. It's been a real big to change from one bike to another. It's been totally different. But it just seems to be this last 2 or 3 meetings. It just seems to come together a little bit. So
that's led me into one of the questions I was going to ask you. How are you finding the steer frame, handling wise?
good. Yeah, a lot better than that old pig. I didn't like it to start with, and then because I said to Tris, and Tris absolutely hates it. It seemed to develop a lot of drive, whereas our old bike didn't. And obviously, when they're developing a lot of drive and driving out at bends, passengers not got that much to hold on to, and he's struggling, you see. So we've made a few alterations to it, put a longer swinging arm in it, so hopefully that should lose some drive. And we've just been messing about with tyres, really, experimenting with them. Whereas the old bike, we just stayed with trials tyres, you see. I wasn't a believer of speedway tyres at all until last week, when we did a good result down at Grand Slam. We finished second, and that was on speedway tyres, so it's just built my confidence up a little bit with them.
Tristan, bring you into the interview for a moment now. Rod's already indicated that you found a few problems initially with the handling from the passenger's point of view of the steer frame. Looking at the track today, these long straights, how do you think that's going to affect you with perhaps a still unfamiliar outfit?
At the minute, we've been out in Patterson, it don't feel too bad, but the past few meetings which we've done on it, I've struggled a lot. We've had to make a few new grab rails for it and messed about. Slowly getting used to it, but it's just like Rod said, it handles completely different to the old style bikes, and slowly getting to grips with it.
With the bends being slightly tighter, are you going to find that an advantage today, possibly?
No, not really. We prefer the long sweeping corners like it was at Roads Winnis last weekend, rather than the tight corners which it is today, because you can't keep power on today like we could last week.
Talking about keeping the power on, and Rod, you mentioned earlier cutting down on drive. One of the features of Wainfleet tracks in past seasons is the drive off the starts. How do you feel you're going to keep the front wheel down if you are struggling with drive at the moment?
Going off past few meetings, it won't be a problem because that thing hasn't been coming off the line at all, really. It's been getting the initial 3 bikes lengths out, it's been going, and then it's been pigging. So I've been having to dab clutch a little bit, but we're hoping that is going to cure the problem with putting this longer swinging arm in. It'll just release the drive a little bit and not jump up in air. So it should be better that way. So, and we can also blow the tyre up a little bit if it's getting too much drive, and hopefully release a little bit that way. Like.
Well, thank you for your insight on today, and have a good day.
No
Cheers.
problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you ready then?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, presentation time. A lovely commemorative plaque for each and every competitor here this afternoon to show that they have made the 2004 British Masters. First man in the line, we have number 30, Stephen Blythe and Martyn Bailey. That's it, Hooters. Round of applause, wave something, flash your car headlights, toot the horns. That's it. You got the idea. Next to them we have number 15, a previous Masters winner, Ivor Matthews with Mick Stace. More horn, please. Moving on, the defending champion, Rob Bradley, this year with Jason Gill.
Yeah.
Move down one. And from Essex we have the Parmenter boys, Gary and Craig. Moving on to my dark horse for the afternoon. If he can just get those mechanical gremlins to bay once this year, we'll have a win then for number 13, John Halsey and Jason Glenie. A bit more on than that, please. I thought perhaps your horn would come out in sympathy for his bike. Moving down one, Another ex-Masters champion, Gary Jackson and Carl Pugh. A Super Cup hero, I think. Moved on here to number 5, Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson. And the team. Another ex-Masters. This is a lineup of ex-Masters champions, isn't it? None other than Rob Wilson and Iain Whale. A man who's hoping to be one, I think, wants to win this afternoon. We have number 99, Trevor Colvin and Terry Saunders. Well, a young man who looks very relaxed. Very relaxed for a man who I think's got all the pressure on him this afternoon. Number 92, Paul Whitelam and Kev Jones. And another man out after his first title this afternoon, and I can tell you he's hungry for it. I can see it in his eyes. I can see it in his eyes. Duncan Tolhurst and Rob Patterson riding number 74. Long distance travellers this afternoon then. Up from Cornwall, number 69, Matt Tyrrell and Shaun Yates. And his next door neighbour, in racing terms. We move on to number 9, Myles Simmons and Dave Hogan. That was a feeble beat, wasn't it? And the local man who's going to come good this afternoon. He's put an awful lot of effort into this. If you don't toot him because you think he's going to win it, toot him for the effort he's put in. 26, Rich Blackburn and Jeff Tuttleby. Your horn's about like mine, mate. Moving in then, number 52, Andrew Robson and Keith Pitts. Another long distance traveller. And we move across the country instead of down. Hot favourites up here in the north, going very well at just about the right time. Number 48, Rod and Tristan Winterburn. And don't forget, Tristan is the defending passenger this afternoon. Keep it in the family. We move on to 148. That's Chris Winterburn and Jamie Laurie. The Poacher winner, the man with it all to prove. Can he do it again? Can he do it 2 times in a row? We've got Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. That's it for the sidecars. We move on to the magnificent solos. And the first man to collect is number 11. It's Cooper man, Paul Cooper. Moving down to the man from Kent, Mr. David Mears. Hot favourite from Kent this afternoon, number 86, Poacher winner, Rhodes Minnis Grand Slam winner, it's Paul Hurry. They all from Kent, this lot. Number 153, Tom Cooper. Moving on to number 16, he's come from a long way in mid-Wales, Dyfed Evans. The Swan Song man, the man who says no more after this year, shaking her hand perhaps for the last time, and a kiss for Sheila for all the hard work she's put in over the years. Number 6 today, Jeremy Doncaster. British under-21 champion. 3rd, I think he was in the Poacher. On the rostrum more times than I can count this year. Number 71, young Jamie Rodgers. On to number 21, SDA on the web, you know. He's here in person, giving it what for this afternoon, Simon Ashworth. Riding number 25 this afternoon in place of Neville Tatum, we've got Ricky Scarborough. Local man, hot speedway prospect. Back down to Kent, and we have number 15, Martyn Sturgeon. Here to prove what for. And it might be his first or possibly second Masters. But well done for getting here. Moving down, we have number 18 from Kent again, Matt Etherington. 26, that don't look right, does it? Number 26 this afternoon, from the West Country, Martyn Williams. We've got riders from all over the country here this afternoon, and from Cumbria we've got the one and only Jason Handley. Moving across to the man from Oxford, Number 47 this afternoon, that's David Durham. And riding number 17 in place of Joe Screen, a very fast man indeed, from up here in the north. Third last week, I believe, in the Rhodes Grand Slams Under-21 Championship. Welcome, please, Richard Hall. 39. I've not met this man before. I'm going to take a good look at him because I'm going to see more of him in the future. The up and coming, the rising number 39 on his bike, Ben Wells. Strange numbers on these bikes. Number 3 this afternoon, Daniel Winterton. Riding number 1 this afternoon is Danny Stanton. I've written Ricky Scarborough. I knew it wasn't him. We had him earlier. Moving on, number 111, Kevin Williams. Number 9 from West Yorkshire, Peter Knowles. Number 12 from Norfolk, Dean Garrod. Number 8, my dark horse in the solos this afternoon, Chris Bomber Harris. Moving on to local favourite, number 2, Craig Smith. And on to another dark horse this afternoon. I'm sure he's going to perform well. Number 4, Andrew Appleton from Berkshire, the Reading racer. Two dark horses. Which one's going to be the darkest? Welcome, please, number 58, Mark Chilman. Oh, another local man from Kent, my neck of the woods. Number 10, please welcome Dave Rumsey. Kent again. We dominate this Grasstrack, don't we? Welcome, number 7, Gareth Hickmott. From Cheshire, that's a long way from Kent, isn't it? John Huff. And how does this man do it? Several years missing from the Grasstrack scene. He comes back and he's in the Masters at the first time of asking. Number 51, that's Rob Fortune. Oh, if the wind's getting up, I'll be glad to get back in that box. Welcome, please, this afternoon, number 33, Richard Smith. Well done, lads. Let's have a clean-cut fight and some worthy champions at the end of the afternoon. Show them your faces. Give them a round of applause, wave at them. You won't see many of them on the rostrum.
Race 2, out goes 17 Joe Screen, but riding 17 this afternoon will be Richard Hall. Number 25 will be Ricky Scarborough, not Neville Tatum. Number 25 will be Ricky Scarborough, not Neville Tatum. Down to heat 3, 611, John Cox goes out, 38, John Yeldon comes in. Out with 611, John Cox, in with 38, John Yeldon. And race 4, out with 711, Gareth Hill, and in with 39, Ben Wells. The first race is underway, down the straight they go. Clock's either a little bit slow or we're underway early. Round the turn they come then, winding up the throttle, coming out of that first turn. It is indeed Dave Mears that leads from Mark Chilman. Dave Durham and Simon Ashworth having a right ding-dong battle there for 3rd and 4th. Dave Durham getting the better on the inside. Down the back straight they go. Dave Mears is going to be race 1. The man from Kent down there near Canterbury. A lot of years to his credit, and here he comes. 139 David Mears from Mark Chilman. Jamie Rodgers and Dave Durham side by side. Then Danny Stanton. inverts on that throttle. Comes down this straight, there's the last lap flag, it's one more lap to go, but Jamie Rodgers is closing the gap. Mark Chilman has dropped down to third. Danny Stanton comes past Dave Durham as Dave Durham's bike smokes and slows badly. Dave Mears is leading down the back straight. Jamie Rodgers, he looks that little bit faster as he comes into the last turn. It's now or never for these two. The checkered flag comes down, and Jamie Rodgers comes through on the inside, and Jamie Rodgers takes the win. Dave Mears in second, Mark Chilman in third. Then it's Danny Stanton. Followed home by Kevin Williams. Official result in a moment. Heat 1, a win for number 71. Jamie Rodgers opens his Masters account with maximum points. Second place went to number 139, David Mears. Third place to 58, Mark Chilman. Fourth place to number 1, Danny Stanton. Fifth place to number 111, Kevin Williams. Sixth place to number 2, Craig Smith. Seventh place to number 21, Simon Ashworth. No eighth finisher. The winner's time was 1 minute 23.87 seconds. 1 minute 23.87 seconds. Race 2, Heat 2 for the 2004 Solo Masters. Look out for number 3, Daniel Winterton. 17, Richard Hall. 18, Matt Etherington. 25, Ricky Scarborough. 33, Richard Smith. 51, Robert Fortune. 95, Jason Handley, and 153, Thomas Cooper. When right pace fly, and here they come. The Masters is well and truly underway. Scorching round that first turn, very high, wide and handsome, but Jason Handley scorches through on the inside. As Jason Handley leaves, Richard Hall making a bit of a wide exit there on that corner, allowing Jason Handley those few yards he wanted. Richard Smith is holding third place. It's all fast stuff here. And I'll make my life easier if I can see them coming. 95, Jason Handley then. 33, Richard Smith in second place. Richard Hall holding on to third. Rob Fortune in fourth. Then Tom Cooper. Matt Etherington bringing up the rear. Jason Handley on his own way in this one. Not to compare to the time in that previous win. Certainly getting some drive out of that corner as he takes the last lap flag. It's Jason Handley from Richard Smith. From Richard Hall, Tom Cooper, Ricky Scarborough, Rob Fortune, Daniel Winterton and Matt Etherington. Checking the flag is made ready. Jason Handley knocks it up badly in that corner, but he's still moving forwards at the moment, and here he comes. It's 95, it's Jason Handley. Taking the win from 33, Richard Smith. From 17, Richard Hall. From Tom Cooper, Ricky Scarborough, Daniel Winterton, Rob Fortune, Matt Etherington. Race 2. That's a bit quicker. Race 2. A win for number 95, Jason Handley. Second place to number 33, Richard Smith. Third place to number 17, Richard Hall. And fourth place, number 153, Tom Cooper. Fifth place, number 25, Ricky Scarborough. Sixth place, number 3, Daniel Winterton. Seventh place, number 51, Rob Fortune. And eighth place, number 18, Matt Etherington. The winner's time was 1 minute 19.62 seconds. 1 minute 19.62 seconds. That result again then, 95, 33, 17, 153, 25, 3, 51 and 18. 1 minute 19.62 seconds. Race 3 up near the webs rising. Somebody's touching the tapes. The starter's not happy. Here they come. Down the first straight they go then. Round the turn they come. It is 86, Paul Hurry that leads. He got the rocket start. From number 4, Andrew Appleton. And Andrew Appleton is right in there and means it. Jeremy Doncaster in third place. Gareth Hickman in fourth. Running sideways into that corner, no loss between those two front runners, and here they come. It's 86, Paul Hurry. From 4, Andrew Appleton. From 6, Jeremy Doncaster, then Martyn Williams, Gareth Hickman, Peter Knowles, Dean Garrod. Now goes the last lap flag. All All systems go at the moment for Paul Hurry. From Andrew Appleton. Martyn Williams and Jeremy Doncaster side by side. Then it's Gareth Hickmott, Peter Knowles, Dean Garrod. Round the last turn, for the last time then. Number 86, Paul Hurry, still in his winning race from the Poacher. From Andrew Appleton in second place. Then Martyn Williams, Jeremy Doncaster, Gareth Hickmott, Peter Knowles and Dean Garrod. The official result of race 3, a fantastic win there for number 86, Paul Hurry. Second place to number 4, Andrew Appleton. Third place to number 26, Martyn Williams. Fourth place to number 6, Jeremy Doncaster. Fifth place to number 7, Gareth Hickmott. Sixth place to number 9, Peter Knowles. Seventh place to number 12, Dean Garrod. No eighth finisher. The winner's time, wait for it, 1 minute 17.72 seconds. 1 minute 17.72 seconds. Those riders making their way to the line are John Huff, Chris Bomber Harris, Dave Rumsey, Paul Cooper, Roger Lobb, Martin Sturgeon, Tiffin Evans, Ben Wells. Here they come. Nice even break as they come down the first straight. Somebody's got a fly. Looks like Paul Cooper. Chris Bomber Harris in second. Dave Rumsey in third. Cooperman leads it. Cooperman going a little bit wide. Chris Harris pushing hard to come up on the inside. It is Paul Cooper from Chris Harris from Dave Rumsey. Paul Cooper lifts as he comes out of that corner and he the throttle off a little bit. Harris is putting under pressure in second place. Around that turn they come in. Paul Cooper has gone wide again and Chris Harris has made a dive for the inside. Chris Harris takes it. It's Chris Harris that leads from Paul Cooper, from Dave Rumsey, from Martin Sturgeon, from Tiffin Evans. The last lap flag is made ready and it's Chris Bomber Harris from Cornwall doing the business here this afternoon. From Paul Cooper in second, then Dave Rumsey in a comfortable third, then Martin Sturgeon, Tiffin Evans, John Huff and Ben Wells. Checkered flag this time. Paul Cooper trying as hard as he might, but he can't catch the flying Chris Harris. Chris Harris wins. Paul Cooper in second place. Dave Rumsey, Martin Sturgeon, John Huff. The Solo Masters leg 1 comes to an end with a fine win for number 8, Chris Harris. Second place to number 11, Paul Cooper. Third place to number 10, Dave Rumsey. Fourth place to number 15, Martin Sturgeon. Fifth place to number 5, John Huff. I thought I'd give you a moment for that. Sixth place was number 16, Tiffin Evans. Seventh place was number 39, Ben Wells. No eighth finisher. The winner's time, 1 minute 18.19 seconds. In race 5, out goes number 7, Paul Johnson and Darren Wills. Out goes number 7, Paul Johnson and Darren Wills. In will come number 30, Stephen Blythe. Martin Bailey. Have a look to the right, the river, and here they come. Down past the commentary box, and Paul Whitelam gets there first. Paul Whitelam and Kev Jones lead into the first turn. John Halsey and Jason Glenie are right in there in second, and the defending champion in Rob Bradley is there in third. John Halsey's going up on Whitelam. It's hard fighting stuff to come into that turn. Paul Whitelam breaks clear on the front line. John Halsey locks it up and slides and comes back on the inside, and through goes John Halsey. John Halsey and Jason Glenie lead from Paul Whitelam and Kev Jones, and a bit of a whoopsie there for our third place man who drops back to fourth, but more on that later. John Halsey and Jason Glenie, previous British Masters winners. Out here meaning business this afternoon is John Halsey and Jason Glenie from Paul Whitelam and Kev Jones, then Matt Fumarola, Andy Wilson, and the man who got that bit of a swing on down there last time was Rob Bradley. And Jason Hill. Well, on the front line now then. So you go well if you can keep those mechanical gremlins at bay, and he takes the last lap flag with Storm. It's number 13, John Halsey and Jason Glenie from Paul Whitelam and Kev Jones. Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson, Rob Bradley and Jason Gill. Andy Robson and Keith Pitts. Last time, there's the checkered flag. Who's it going to be? It is John Halsey and Jason Glenie take the win from Paul Whitelam and Kev Jones in second place. Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson, Rob Bradley and Jason Gill. Andy Robson, Keith Pitts, and number 30, Stephen Blythe and Martyn Bailey. Race 5, Heat 1 of the 1000cc Sidecar Masters, a win for number 13, John Halsey and Jason Glenie. Second place to number 92, Paul Whitelam and Kevin Jones. Third place to number 5, Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson. Fourth place to number 87, Rob Bradley and Jason Gill. Fifth place to 52, Andy Robson and Keith Pitts, and sixth place to number 30, Stephen Blythe and Martyn Bailey. The winner's time was 1 minute 34.25 seconds. That's the time to beat, 1 minute 34.25. Those riders getting ready to come to the line. Always strikes me as nobody wants to go in first. Line up here then, Trevor Colvin and Terry Saunders, Matt Tyrrell, Shaun Yates, Chris Winterburn, Jamie Lorry, Colin Blackburn, Paul Whitelam Jr., Gary Jackson, Carl Pugh, Gary and Craig Parmenter. That's your line-up for Race 6, Heat 2 of the 1000cc Sidecars Masters 2004. Understand orders. There goes the tape, here come the bikes. A good break as they come down here. It's the Parmenter boys that get down there first, with Gary Jackson in second place and Colin Blackburn in third. Colin Blackburn trying to find a way through on the inside. Gary Jackson then cutting back and coming through, and he takes the lead from the Parmenter boys, and through goes Colin Blackburn in second place. The battle is on. The Northern boys, up here in the north, are really doing the business. Gary Jackson and Carl Pugh from Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. Then it's the Parmenter boys. I think it's Patterson again. Around by the pits they come then. Gary Jackson got it firing all four cylinders. At half distance is Gary Jackson and Carl Pugh, still from Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. Then the Parmenter boys are there in third, Matt Tyrrell in fourth, Chris Winterburn in fifth. Trevor Colvin bringing up the rear at the moment. The last lap flag is out. Gary Jackson has pulled a few yards clear of Colin Blackburn. Don't forget his points all the way through, including the finals today, so every point counts. Every point is a point nearer. Gary Jackson well clear. He with Carl Pugh as they come out of that turn. There's the checkered flag. A win for Gary Jackson and Carl Pugh from Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. in the second place. Then the Parmenter boys. Then Matt Tyrrell, Chris Winterburn, Trevor Colvin. Official result in a moment. The pressure and the pace are hotting up. A win, a deserved win for number 23, Gary Jackson and Carl Pugh. In second place, number 25, Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. In third place was number 18, Gary and Craig Parmenter, and in fourth place was number 69, Matt Tyrrell and Shaun Yates. Fifth place to number 148, Chris Winterburn and Jamie Lorry, and in sixth place, number 99, Trevor Colvin and Terry Saunders. The winner's time there, a little quicker, you know, at 1:33.66. 1:33.66. Well, there's a few that mean it this race, I can tell you. Not that any of them don't mean it, of course, but Duncan, Tolhurst, Rob Patterson would love to get their name on the Masters Roll of Honour for the first time. Rob Wilson would like his back on for a second time. Rob and Tristan Winterburn. Tristan already been on there once. Rob would like to go there with him this time. Rowing Ivor Matthews and Mick Stace, another previous winner. Also putting in there Myles, Simmons and Dave Hogan. And Reg Blackburn, Jeff Cuttleby. It's going to be a tough one. Under starter's orders. Concentrate on the start, and somebody, I think it looks like Uncle Reg has had a mishap on the outside of the line there. I think Reg is going to have a roller from the side there. No, Reg is going to come into the line now. Perhaps the old clutch got a bit hot there. They held him a little bit too long on the line there, in my opinion, and clutches do get warm if you put that many revs on and wait to dump it. Rob rise. Under starter's orders? No. Reg's got over a bit of a roller. Here they come then, down the straight. Duncan Tolhurst gets the best of it. Rod and Tristan Winterburn go after him. We've also got Ivor Matthews in there with a shout, and Ivor Matthews is in third, pushing on the back wheel of Rod and Tristan Winterburn as they go down that back straight. Duncan Tolhurst and Rob Patterson are leading at the moment. As they come round past the fences, Duncan Tolhurst and Rob Patterson holding a good first place at the moment from the Winterburn brothers in second, then Ivor Matthews in third, then Myles Simmons, then Rob Wilson, and then Reg Blackburn bringing up the rear. Definitely one of the men in form. Duncan, you hardly ever see him really take a dip in form. He's always there and thereabouts. Duncan Tolhurst and Rob Patterson from the Winterburn brothers. Rod and Tristan. Away from the Winterburn boys, and round they come. Last lap, flag is out. It is Duncan Tolhurst and Rob Patterson on Rod and Tristan Winterburn, and very, very close indeed is Ivor Matthews and Mick Stace. They push hard out of the exit of that turn. They're really big business on this last corner. They'll make up a place, but Duncan Tolhurst way on the front line. Duncan Tolhurst and Rob Patterson take that checkered flag. A win for them in their first race of the afternoon. Winterburn brothers in second, Ivor Matthews in third, then Myles Simmons, Rob Wilson, followed home by Reg Blackburn. Race 7, Heat 3, a win for 74, Duncan Tolhurst and Rob Patterson. Second place to number 48, Rod and Tristan Winterburn. Third place to number 15, Ivor Matthews and Mick Stace. Fourth place to number 9, Myles Simmons and Dave Hogan. Fifth place to number 24, Rob Wilson and Iain Whale. Sixth place to number 26, Reg Blackburn and Jeff Tuttleby. The winner's time was 1 minute 31.75 seconds. 1 minute 31.75 seconds. Paul Cooper had a good first ride. Hot stuff here. Can anybody stop Paul Hurry? Paul Hurry set by quite a good margin. He passed his time in the first leg. Can he do it again here? The tapes go, and down the straight they go. Paul Hurry is charting down from the inside. Down there first, right alongside Paul Cooper. Paul Cooper starts to eat his dirt as they come around that turn. Paul Cooper's gone for a tight inside line. Paul Hurry's leading. It's the battle of the two Pauls. Paul Hurry, Paul Cooper. Then Daniel Winterton and Dave Mears side by side. Dave Mears just getting the better of that little tussle for third place. Paul Hurry gone and on his way down there. Round they come then. Paul Hurry leading. Paul Cooper in second place. Daniel Winterton and Dave Mears there side by side, still having a right ding-dong battle. Along the front line, no mistakes from Poacher champion, South East and Central champion. Over the bank again below. Roseman's winner last weekend is the man on form as he goes into the last lap ahead of Paul Cooper. It's Paul Hurry, Paul Cooper, Daniel Winterton, David Mears, John Hart, Scarborough. The last time, there goes Ben Wells, here comes Paul Hurry, Paul Cooper. A little bit of a gap back then. For Daniel Winterton, David Mears, Ricky Scarborough, John Half. And bringing up the rear, Ben Wells. Race 8 then, race 8. The Masters 2004 solo. A win there for number 86, Paul Hurry. Second place to number 11, Paul Cooper. Third place to number 3, Daniel Winterton. Fourth place, number 139, David Mears. Fifth place to number 25, Ricky Scarborough. Sixth place to number 5, John Huff. Seventh place to number 39, Ben Wells. No eighth finisher. The winner's time, 1 minute 17.31 seconds. 1 minute 17.31 seconds. That's even faster than his first heat win. Race 9 sees Mark Shulman, Tom Cooper, Clifford Evans, Simon Ashworth, Matt Etherington, Chris Harris and Jeremy Doncaster. Chris Harris had a win first time out. Expect he will be looking to do that again in this one. Down the straight they go then. Chris Bomber Harris it is that leads from Jeremy Doncaster in second place. Then I believe that's Mark Shulman. Number 8, Chris Bomber Harris. Number 6, Jeremy Doncaster, Mark Shulman, Tom Cooper, Clifford Evans, Matt Etherington, Simon Ashworth. All riders staying up. The caravan. Round they come then. Number 8, Chris Bomber Harris, keeping up that maximum score. Then Mark Shulman, Tom Cooper, Jeremy Doncaster, Clifford Evans, Matt Etherington and Simon Ashworth. Well, I think that's the widest margin of races at one point. But that's the biggest margin from the front line to the second place this afternoon. As Chris Harris goes for goal from Mark Shulman and Tom Cooper having their own battle. Jeremy Doncaster slipped back to 4th, Clifford Evans in 5th. Then Matt Etherington and Simon Ashworth. Round the last turn, for the last time, nobody's troubling Bomber. Here he comes. Number 8, Chris Bomber Harris takes the win. A right ding-dong battle going on for second place with 58, Mark Shulman just getting it from 153, Tom Cooper. Then 6, Jeremy Doncaster. 16, Clifford Evans. 18 and 21. Race 9 and a win there for number 8, Chris Bomber Harris. Second place to number 58, Mark Shulman. Third place to number 153, Tom Cooper. Fourth place to number 6, Jeremy Doncaster. Fifth place to number 16, Clifford Evans. Sixth place to number 18, Matt Etherington. And seventh place to number 21, Simon Ashworth. No eighth finisher. The winner's time was 1 minute 17.84 seconds. 1 minute 17.84. From the top, 8, 58, 153, 6, 16, 18, 21. No eighth finisher. The winner's time was 1 minute 17.84 seconds. Now those two very, very close on the time, only half a second between them. We look to race 10. And they're off down the first straight. No helmet taken. Round they come. 95, Jason Handley leads, Andrew Appleton in second place. They had a first and a second respectively in the first rides, and it's going that way again this time. Jason Handley, oh look at Andrew Appleton straight past like Jason Handley standing still. Jason Handley fighting back as he comes out there for and Andrew Appleton fights back too. Andrew Appleton goes a bit wide and Jason Handley pulls up on the inside, but it's Andrew Appleton that's got it at the moment from Jason Handley in second place. then Martyn Sturgeon and Danny Stanton. Down the back straight, number 4, Andrew Appleton, looks like he's starting to meet it. Handley trying everything he knows to come on terms. With Paul Hurry in his 2 rides and 2 wins, and with Chris Harris on 2 rides and 2 wins. These two are robbing the points off of each other. Number 4, Andrew Appleton then. Coming round the last third, Jason sideways, trying to do something with it on their bottom. The checkered flag goes for Andrew Appleton from Jason Handley. Then a little bit of a gap back. And a right fight to the finish between these three as Martyn Sturgeon, Dave Rumsey and Danny Stanton from Dean Garrod, Rob Fortune and Dave Durham. Race 10, a win, a cracking win for number 4, Andrew Appleton. Second place to number 95, Jason Handley. Third place to number 15, Martyn Sturgeon. Fourth place to number 10, Dave Rumsey. Fifth place to number 1, Danny Stanton. Sixth place, number 12, Dean Garrod. Seventh place, number 51, Martyn Sturgeon. And 8th place, number 47, Dave Durham. The winner's time was 1 minute 17.94 seconds. 1 minute 17.94 seconds. From the top, 4, 95, 15, 10, 1, 12, 51 and 47, 1 minute 17.94. Race 11, 17 will not be Joe's screen, but Richard Hall. I believe that's as per the programme, so we look for number 9, Peter Knowles, 71, Jamie Rodgers, who had a win first time out. Kevin Williams, Martyn Williams, Gareth Hickmott, Richard Smith, Craig Smith, and Richard Hall. Here they come, down the back straight. Down and into the first turn they go. It looked like Kevin Williams had got the better of it, but my eyesight could be failing. Round they come then. Martyn Williams has got the better of it now, from Richard Hall in second place. Richard Smith moves up into third. Kevin Williams goes by, a bit daunted. Round they come then. L for leather, or is it K for Kevlar in this modern world? It's Martyn Williams riding number 26 this afternoon from Richard Smith, from Richard Hall, from Jamie Rodgers, Gareth Hickmott. Jamie Rodgers struggling down there in fourth place, but he comes up into third. Laps to go if he wants to take it and establish himself back on the top of that tree. Around they come then. 26, Martyn Williams, his first win of the afternoon. From 33, Richard Smith. From 71, Jamie Rodgers. Then Richard Hall. Gareth Hickmott coming through on the inside of Richard Hall. Richard Hall, the British under 21 champion, right there with Gareth Hickmott. Last week. Richard Hall gets the moment in front, then Gareth Hickmott takes it back, and they really go for it, hammer and tongs. There's the checkered flag. That's 26, Martyn Williams takes the win. From 33, Richard Smith. From Jamie Rodgers, Gareth Hickmott, Richard Hall, Peter Knowles, Craig Smith. Race 11, Heat 4. We have a win there for number 26, Martyn Williams. Second place to number 33, Richard Smith. Third place to number 71, Jamie Rodgers. Fourth place to number 7, Gareth Hickmott. Fifth place to number 17, Richard Hall. Sixth place to number 9, Peter Knowles. Seventh place to number 2, Craig Smith. No 8th finisher. The winner's time was 1 minute 19.75 seconds. 1 minute 19.75 seconds. The Parmenter boys, Bob Bradley, Jason Gill and Reg Blackburn, Jeff Tuttleby. Let's hope they got the clutch sorted this time. Come on, they go to tapes. Here come the riders. Race 12 in your programme. The British Masters is well and truly underway, and Gary Jackson gets down to the first turn first. The Parmenter boys are in there in second place. Garrett and Duncan Tolhurst trying to come through on the inside for second, and he does it as he chases Gary Jackson down that back straight. Number 23 then, Gary Jackson and Carl Pugh leading this one from Duncan Tolhurst and Rob Patterson. They know how important it is to hold on to those points. They won't want to get too many yards back behind that wheel of Gary Jackson. Gary Jackson and Carl Pugh, Rob Patterson, then Rob Bradley and Jason Gill. Then the Chris Winterburn and Jamie Laurie in 5th, and Reg Blackburn up the rear at 6th at the moment. On the front line it is all systems go. Gary Jackson and Carl Pugh are doing everything they know to hang on to it. Duncan Tolhurst and they come very fast into that pitch turn this time. They really went up a few yards on Gary Jackson that time. They are pushing hard on the inside. Gary Jackson and Carl Pugh leading. Duncan Tolhurst and Rob Patterson in second place. Then Rob Bradley and Jason Gill. Then the Parmenter boys. Watch those front two outfits. Gary Jackson gains a little bit there as they come out of that corner. Then Duncan Tolhurst tightens up the line down the straight. This is where he made up a bit of ground last night. He's making up a bit of ground there this time as well. Gary Jackson shuts the door in. There he's gone by. Duncan Tolhurst to the inside. Here they come to the line. Gary Jackson takes it. Duncan Tolhurst just a couple of yards behind from Rob Bradley, the Parmenter boys, Chris Winterburn and Jamie Laurie, Reg Blackburn and Jeff Tuttleby bringing up the rear. Race 12, a win for number 23, Gary Jackson and Carl Pugh. Second place to number 74, Duncan Tolhurst and Rob Patterson. Third place to number 87, Rob Bradley and Jason Gill. Fourth place to number 18, Gary and Craig Parmenter. Fifth place, number 148, Chris Winterburn and Jamie Laurie. And in sixth place, number 26, Reg Blackburn and Jeff Tuttleby. The winner's time was 1 minute 33.09. 1 minute 33.09. Next one on, race 13, features Rod and Tristan Winterburn, Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr., John Halsey chasing Glenie, who had a win first time out, you remember. 99, Trevor Colvin and Terry Saunders. 52, Andy Robson and Keith Pitts, and number 5, Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson. Into line they go then. John Halsey chasing Glenie, the only ones to have won a heat prior to this. I think 2-3 people really in there that really would like to take a win in this race, apart from John Hall, but they'd all like to take the win. But Rod Winterburn, Tristan Winterburn, they're hungry for points. Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam, equally as hungry, as I think are Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson. This one is the one to watch. Here they come then off the line, down the first straight. Who's going to be first past the commentary box here? It's Trevor Colvin and Terry Saunders that get down to the first turn first. The Winterburn boys go through into second place. Colin Blackburn was in third. He's gone back to fourth. Matt Fumarola's up to third, up to second, back to third. Here they come then. Watching the commentator, this is our bird. 99, it is Trevor Colvin and Terry Saunders that lead. It's the Winterburn brothers in second place. Matt Fumarola in third, then John Halsey, then Colin Blackburn. And Andy Robson. Happening here. I think the Master was being won and lost, but just look at Trevor Colvin. Really didn't rate him to be the one to win this race, and he is scorching out in front. From the Winterburn brothers, from Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson. Then John Halsey, then Colin Blackburn, then Andy Robson. Trevor Colvin winner. He's actually extending his lead here at the moment. The Winterburn boys and Matt Fumarola coming through on the inside, and here they come with just one more lap to go. Matt Fumarola comes up alongside Trevor Colvin. Trevor Colvin says you're not having it. He winds that motor on. Andy Wilson says I am, and he goes through. John Halsey follows him through there in second place. Colin Blackburn's back down in fifth. It's all that's always going to happen. Into that pitch turn, the last turn for the last time in this race, and it's going to be the maker or breaker of the Masters. There's the checkered flag. Who's got it? Matt Fumarola from John Halsey, Trevor Colvin, Colin Blackburn, Rod and Tristan Winterburn. How did they get back down there? And Andy Robson, Keith Pitts. What a race. Race 13. So, race 13 then. A cracking win there for number 5, Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson. Second place to number 13, John Halsey and Jason Glenie. Third place to number 99, Trevor Colvin and Terry Saunders. Fourth place to 25, Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. Fifth place to number 48, Rod and Tristan Winterburn. And in sixth place, number 52, Andy Robson and Keith Pitts. The winner's time, 1 minute 35.06 seconds. 1 minute 35.06. From the top, 5, 13, 99, 25, 48, 52. 1 minute 35.06 seconds. Well, before these bikes get off the line, Rex Bloodworth, Arthur Stuffins' mechanic, is here this afternoon watching the Grasstrack, and he'd like to meet anybody from his era. He's down there by the Grasser tent. Rex Bloodworth, Arthur Stuffins' mechanic, would like to meet any of his many friends from the King of the Showgrounds era. The King of the Showgrounds, that was Arthur Stuffins, no longer with us, I'm afraid, but his mechanic, Rex Bloodworth, is here and would like to meet anybody from that era. He's down there by the Grasser tent. Give them all a look in. Race 14 then, Paul Whitelam, Matt Tyrrell, Rob Wilson, Myles Simmons, Stephen Blythe and Ivor Matthews. Here they come. Tapes up and down the first straight, and we get Paul Whitelam past here first, and Ivor Matthews is in hot pursuit after him. And they line up as they go round that corner. Paul Whitelam leads it by the slenderest of margins, and Ivor Matthews is right there on his heels. Paul Whitelam coming round there then, with Kev Jones in the chair. Ivor Matthews is just waiting for a mistake. Rob Wilson is in third. Whitelam holding on to a slender lead over Ivor Matthews. Ivor Matthews needs those points, so does Paul Whitelam come to that. Down they come, and it's Rob Wilson, I think, on Dave Steer's borrowed outfit. Down the back straight then, Ivor Matthews. This next lap. Stace his best effort till last. There's the last lap flag. Paul Whitelam leads it. Ivor Matthews getting himself all geared up for the big one on this last lap. Rob Wilson holding on to third. Then Matt Tyrrell, Myles Simmons. The last turn for the last time then. The checkered flag is ready. It looks like it's going to be a cracking win for number 92, Paul Whitelam and Kev Jones. Ivor Matthews, Mick Stace, Rob Wilson, Iain Whale, Matt Tyrrell, Shaun Yates, Myles Simmons, Dave Hogan, Stephen Blythe, Martyn Bailey. Race 14, Heat 3, a win, a cracking win for number 92, Paul Whitelam and Kevin Jones. Second place to number 15, Ivor Matthews and Mick Stace. Third place to 24, Rob Wilson and Iain Whale. Fourth place to number 69, Matt Tyrrell and Shaun Yates. Fifth place, number 9, Myles Simmons and Dave Hogan. And sixth place, number 30, Stephen Blythe and Martyn Bailey. The winner's time was 1 minute 32.94 seconds. 1 minute 32.94 seconds. From the top, 92, 15, 24, 69, 9 and 30. 1 minute 32.94 seconds. Well, the solo score chart, if we can, before they get off the line there. The solo score chart, top points, 2 firsts apiece. Chris Harrison, Paul Howard, hurry, I can't do any more. We move on. This is race 15. Number 17 is Joe Screen. It is 17, Richard Paul. Into the first turn they go. Andrew Appleton picks it up. Paul Cooper is right there in second place. Paul Cooper pushing hard. Andrew Appleton leads it. It's Andrew Appleton. from Paul Cooper, from Chris Harris. Now, Chris Harris had 2 rides and 2 wins prior to this. At the moment he's sitting in 3rd place. I don't really think he can afford to lose those points. He's starting to lighten up the corner. Very fast round that turn they come then. Andrew Appleton leads it from Paul Cooper, from Chris Harris. Martyn Sturgeon, Mark Chilman, Richard Hall, Dean Garrod and Dave Durham. Andrew Appleton leads then. Nice lead over Chris Harris trying to come up for that 2nd place. On to the last lap they go. Andrew Appleton, Paul Cooper, Chris Harris. Oh, look at these 3 all pretty much together. Try and sort them out next time round. That's the time that counts. Round the corner they come then. Now on the ground. Number 4, Andrew Appleton takes the win. From Paul Cooper in 2nd, Chris Harris, 3rd place. A few points given away there. 15, Martyn Sturgeon, then Mark Chilman, Richard Hall, Dean Garrod, and Dave Durham bringing up the rear. 15, Heat 1 of the Masters 2004 Solo, 1st place for number 4, Andrew Appleton. 2nd place to number 11, Paul Cooper. 3rd place to number 8, Chris Bomber Harris. 4th place to number 15, Martyn Sturgeon. 5th place to 58, Mark Chilman. 6th place to number 17, Richard Hall. 7th place to number 12, Dean Garrod. And 8th place to number 47, Dave Durham. The winner's time was 1 minute 16.84 seconds. 1 minute 16.84 seconds. I believe that's the fastest time so far this afternoon. But I'm nobody. Don't take notice of me. Race 16 leaves the line then. Number 1 will be Danny Stanton. Round the car, it's Dave Rumsey that's got the best of it. Dave Rumsey leads out of that 1st turn. Richard Smith is in 2nd place. Jeremy Doncaster is in there in 3rd. Then Tifford Evans, Danny Stanton, Peter Knowles and Matt Etherington. Well, just look at Dave Rumsey. Got a bit between his teeth in this one as he goes through the next straight. Well clear of Richard Smith. Richard Smith hasn't given up yet though. Jeremy Doncaster in 3rd. Steadily accumulating points. It's number 10, Dave Rumsey. From 33, Richard Smith. From 6, Jeremy Doncaster. 1, Danny Stanton. 9, Peter Knowles. Then Tifford Evans. And then Matt Etherington. Dave Rumsey. Richard Smith unable to make very much impression. Seem to gain a few yards on that corner and loses it again on the straight. It's 10, Dave Rumsey. From 33, Richard Smith. From Jeremy Doncaster, Danny Stanton, Peter Knowles, Tifford Evans, Matt Etherington. Now the last turn for the last time. Number 10, Dave Rumsey takes it. Richard Smith with a brave try, not quite getting there, but he takes 2nd. Jeremy Doncaster gets 3rd. Danny Stanton in 4th, and Peter Knowles. 33, 6, 1, 9, 18, 16. No 8th, 1 minute 20. Rodgers is in there in 2nd place. I think he's the only man in this race really likely to catch Mark. Any chance of catching Paul Hurry, I think. Tom Cooper's in 3rd, John Huff's in 4th, then Rob Fortune and Craig Smith. Paul Hurry scorches away. It is Paul Hurry that goes by here from Jamie Rodgers, from Tom Cooper, Rob Fortune, Craig Smith, Kevin Williams, John Harper, by the looks of things. Round they go. time. It's Paul Hurry, one more lap to do. Looking immaculate. Nobody to stop him here this afternoon. 71, Jamie Rodgers in second place at the moment. From 153, Tom Cooper. From Rob Fortune, Craig Smith, Kevin Williams. Into the last turn for the last time. One more twist of that throttle, and here comes Paul Hurry. Another fine win. Jamie Rodgers in second place. Tom Cooper, Rob Fortune, Craig Smith, Kevin Williams. Race 17, Heat 3 of the Masters Solo, 2004, a win for 86, Paul Hurry. Second place to number 71, Jamie Rodgers. Third place, number 153, Tom Cooper. Fourth place to number 51, Rob Fortune. Fifth place to number 2, Craig Smith. And sixth place to 111, Kevin Williams. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 17.96 seconds. From the top, 86, 71, 153, 51, 2, 111. 1 minute 17.96 seconds. And it's Dave Beers, Daniel Winterton, Gareth Hickmott and Martyn Williams. So Jason Handley, Martyn Williams having wins to their credit already this afternoon. I'm sure they'll be wanting to add a few more points to their tally in this one. Race 18. The 3 tons in the family pub, only 1 mile away at Thorpe Culvert. Fast next, Tuesday to Saturday, 12 till 2:30 and 7 till 9. Sunday lunch for only £3.95. Here they come. Race 18, Martyn Williams makes the best of it down the back straight. Second place, Jason Handley comes through on the inside of Martyn Williams to pick up the win. And he goes very wide, and Martyn Williams fights back on the inside. It's Jason Handley holding on to it. Martyn Williams comes through. Jason Handley comes back. That's how close it is down that straight. Jason Handley on the outside, Martyn Williams on the inside. No love lost there as Martyn Williams goes back in front. Jason Handley having the time. Of Martins, Jason Handley all over his back wheel trying to come through. It's Martyn Williams, it's Jason Handley. Then at Daniel Winterburn and Ricky Scarborough, Gareth Hickmott, David Mears, Simon Ashworth and Ben Wells. Back past Simon Ashworth at the back of the pack. And past Martyn Williams in the front. And Martyn Williams flies back and comes through again, and here they come down the straight. Martyn Williams with a slender set margins from Jason Handley as they go on the last turn. They're side by side around that pitch turn. Masters points are very precious and hard to come by. And down the back straight they go. Here comes Jason Handley. Jason Handley goes round the outside. Right to the line up. Martyn Williams is right there with him. They catch him a little bit of time. Here comes Jason Handley who takes the win. With Martyn Williams in second place. A well-fought race there. Then Ricky Scarborough, Daniel Winterton, Gareth Hickmott, David Mears, Ben Wells and Simon Ashworth. Heat 4, race 18 of the Masters Solo. A win there for number 95, Jason Handley. I think that's the hardest fought win of the afternoon so far in the solos. Second place going to number 26, Martyn Williams. Third place to number 25, Ricky Scarborough. Fourth place to number 3, Daniel Winterton. Fifth place, number 7, Gareth Hickmott. Sixth place, number 139, Dave Mears. Seventh place, number 21, Simon Ashworth. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute, 18.31 seconds. I'll amend that before we write it in, eh? A bit late now. In 7th place, it was actually number 39. 7th place was actually 39, and 8th place was number 21. The winner's time, 1 minute 18.31. From the top, 95, 26, 25, 3, 7, 139, 39, 21. 1 minute 18.31 seconds.